Welcome along then to the Breakdown Live here at Emirates Stadium, where we have an absolutely humongous game ahead of us. We are looking to close that gap between us and Liverpool at the top of the table. Alongside me, as always, pitch side here is Adrian, Clarke. What a game, a big game this is.
Wow, humongous, you say. Yeah, incredible. I mean, it is a biggie. It is a biggie. It's huge. The whole world's watching today, and they're expecting a great game between two top sides. I'm quite relaxed about it in a way, even though it's so important. I'm just pleased to be in the conversation. Pleased that we're in amongst English football's elite. You know, there are three truly outstanding teams in the division this season: us, Liverpool, Manchester City, and it feels good to be part of it. And I'm excited at the prospect of winning today and pulling it back to just 2 points.
Yeah, we have to say as well, you know, this is the busiest I think we've ever seen the press room pre-game. The world's watching this one, aren't they?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, honestly, it was standing room only in there. I think there are crews from every country around. There's a real big match buzz about it, unsurprisingly, and I think part of the attraction is the football. You know, these are two sides that attack games. They want to play on the front foot. They want to outscore the opposition. And look, down the years, Arsenal v Liverpool, it's been my favourite fixture. Even though we've taken some beatings, I just think it's always entertaining. There's always something happening when these two teams collide. And hopefully today it'll be a thriller, but it'll end up, you know, on our side.
There's little narratives as well, isn't there, just before we get the team news of this is the last time we'll go up against Jurgen Klopp as Liverpool manager. So there's that as well.
Yeah, exactly. And look, Jurgen Klopp's been a brilliant manager, absolutely superb. And I'll miss him, actually. I think the Premier League would be poorer without Jurgen Klopp. But Klopp v Arteta has been feisty, and it's been entertaining. It's been vintage, really. And Liverpool, it's going to knock them back a little bit, I would have thought, because he's such a charismatic guy. But I love the football. You know, he's not a genius like Klopp in terms of the coaching and tactical side, but he creates really good teams, doesn't he, with great spirit and fight and energy. Yeah. And I think it's going to be a seriously tough game today.
Right, the seriously tough game then, the players that are hoping to get the 3 points at the end of it. Let's run you through that then. And there are some surprises, I think it's fair to say. David Raya continues in goal, of course. Then it's White, Gabriel Saliba and Zinchenko at the back. Then Jorginho comes in alongside Rice and Ødegaard. And then Saka, Martinelli and Kai Havertz complete the lineup. So I guess what a lot of people, I've not seen social media, but I'm guessing the big talking point is that Gabriel Jesus isn't in the squad. Havertz starts up top.
Look, I'm not privy to why he's not in the squad, so it's obviously an injury issue for Gabriel Jesus. We sincerely hope that that's not serious. It's a blow because Jesus he had so much more than just goals. You know, I thought his performance at Nottingham Forest was fantastic, actually. He was here, there and everywhere. He was making things happen. But he's not available, so we have to get on with it. Kai Havertz played up top against Liverpool in the FA Cup and did cause them a few problems. He played pretty well. He gives us something different in that regard. So it's not a disaster, but it's certainly not an ideal scenario ahead of the game. The other move, obviously, is Jorginho, isn't it? And that's a more cautious decision, isn't it, from Mikel Arteta? It just shows an element of pragmatism, and it sends out a message, really, that we're not going to go crazy today. Yes, we're going to be on the front foot. We're going to look for goals, but we want to make sure that we don't give up any gifts as well. And
on a Liverpool perspective as well, it's worth pointing out that Darwin Núñez doesn't start. No Salah on the bench either, which is good news for us. So they're, I wouldn't say depleted, but they're not at full strength either.
They're not at full strength, no. Yeah, we'll take that. I mean, they've got Núñez to come off the bench, which is a good option for them. But the midfield is nothing special. That's my honest opinion. Curtis Jones and Gravenberch in there with McAllister, who's been great of late. But I think we can control that area. And Rice and Jorginho, I think, added with Ødegaard, can actually dominate that region today. So maybe that's the way that Mikel Arteta is looking to hurt Liverpool.
Yeah. Right, anyway, we need to get our first guests on, I believe, and our global representation on the show. You know we love having fan clubs on pitch side. Must be an incredibly special moment as well. And for the two that we've got joining us now. It's meeting us.
No, I get to do it every week. I take it for granted. But, you know.
It's true. It's true. Well, listen, we've got Arsenal County Armagh in the building, and we've got Chris and James who are coming in to join us now.
Boys.
Come in, fellas.
Lovely to see you.
I would shake your hand, but I've got no spare hands. But good to see you both. Good to see you both.
First things first, boys. Do you not? Is this a warm day or something? I mean,
we're Irish. We're used to it.
We're used
hardcore.
to the
They stripped off straight away. I thought you were getting ready to get subbed on by Arteta.
We're ready to go. We're ready to go.
We're ready if he needs
Put
us.
me on. Put me up front.
Well, listen, just tell us a little bit about your club then. How long have you guys been going?
So we've been going for about 22 years, since 2002. So yeah, been going with 22 years strong. We've got consistent members. We're going for a long time, and yeah, it's a strong group of supporters the whole way through, consistently growing, and consistently, coming to games every single fixture, home fixture. We're always here.
brilliant. Yeah, I mean, Northern Ireland traditionally is Liverpool fans, Manchester United. It's great to hear that Arsenal are sort of cornering a little bit of their market, right?
Yeah, Arsenal supporters, and certainly in our club, we're getting bigger and bigger all the time. We're having the majority of the times we're bringing in more supporters, and everyone's buzzing, aren't we, Chris?
100%, yes. Always getting more and more supporters. Honestly, the past, as you can imagine, as the team picks up form, it's more and more. But it's great to see the youth. It's great to see young supporters coming through and supporting the team, and it's not just jumping on the other bandwagons, Yeah.
I like it. What do you think about today? I mean, you've picked a good game to come and join us pitch side. I mean, you can see there the world's media just to our right. I mean, it's the Premier League trophies over there as well, which is quite exciting. I mean, what a game. How do you see this one panning out? Have you seen the team news?
I've seen the team news. Okay. So no Gabriel Jesus, but Jorginho comes in there to tighten things up in the midfield. So I'm quietly confident, and I think today is going to be a game changer. This will push us on for the league, in my opinion. So fingers crossed.
See it the same way?
Well, in my opinion, I'm a little bit disappointed that Jesus isn't playing. But listen, if he's not fit, he's not fit, and you got to trust the coach. And let's go for Havertz's first goal, right?
I mean, he was good in the Clarke. He was just saying he was good in the FA Cup game. So we'll have to wait and see how that one pans out. How many of you are in attendance today? Do you know?
There's 30 of us today.
Right. Okay. And you say you come over. You've got fans who come over for every home game.
Single home game. We're here.
Wow.
County Armagh,
Wow.
Supporters Club is here.
So you jump on a plane match. How does that work? I'm just curious now.
Listen, we have to jump on a plane and come over to London, and yes,
In the
we're
morning.
here. Yeah, morning, hotels, the works, yeah.
Well, I like dedication. That's what I like to hear. Right, you're both confident, but we're going to get a score prediction from each of you before we let you go. How do you reckon this one's going to pan out?
2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 to Arsenal.
2-1 to Arsenal. That's
a
my
good score.
thought, so I'm not
Good
changing
score.
it. Yeah.
Clarke's already said it as well. Liverpool almost always score away from home, so that's a good shout.
I think to win the game, we'll probably need to score at least 2 goals. I'll definitely take a 2-1.
Yeah.
An early goal, I think, is key. An early goal. If we get an early goal, I think we'll...
Absolutely, Kate.
We need to score first.
Yeah, agreed. Well, listen, fellas, we'll let you get... I don't know if you want to put your coats back on or what, but, lovely to have you on. Fingers crossed for a 2-1 victory. Nice one, guys.
Enjoy the game, guys.
Cheers.
Yeah,
Enjoy.
see you
Nice
later.
one. Good to see you. Good to see you. 2-1 all round then. It's a good shout because, like I said, you have got the stats and you've noticed that Liverpool always score away from home.
16 matches in a row away from home they've scored. So, yeah, I think Man United held them at Anfield, didn't they, famously, where they had about 1 million shots. But Liverpool have got a fearsome attack. They probably will score today. So that's why, even though Jorginho's come in to solidify us, we can't be too cautious because I think we will need to score 2 or 3 goals to win today's game, which means we've got to make the most of our attacking opportunities.
Yeah, agreed. Right, we are going to head up to the My Arsenal Awards studio shortly, but just before we do that, it's time for Clarke's question. And we announced this week, actually, that London Colney, our training centre, is now the Shoba Realty training centre. The Shoba Realty training centre. But what year did we move to London Colney? That's a tough question.
It's a tough thing.
Yeah.
No one said it was going to be easy.
They always get tough, these questions. Right, while you have a think about that and whilst we move upstairs, let's get the thoughts of the gaffer when he sat down and spoke to the press ahead of this massive game.
Favourite plays, injuries, particularly Jesus, and any update on Party, because you said we will see ahead of this game.
Yeah, Gabby obviously played and trained with us the whole week, and with Thomas, unfortunately, we had a little setback a few days ago, so he's not going to be available to be in the squad. Whether it's a matter of days or weeks, we will see, but he had a little thing.
When you say setback, can you just elaborate a little?
I'm not a doctor, but I can try to, and he felt something again in a very similar area, and he wasn't able to train the last few days.
When you look at Arsenal and Liverpool, you look at where you both are in the table. How much do you need to win on the weekend to keep those title ambitions alive?
What we need to do is play like we played the last 2 games against them, and be more efficient in the areas that's going to decide the game. But very excited. It's always great to prepare a game against Liverpool. How good they are, they dominate every aspect of the game, and we play at home. And what I sense is a real sense of positivity and enthusiasm around the place.
You came obviously so close last season. For so long you were sort of battling right at the top. When you look at this game and you look around where your squad is and your players now, how better equipped do you feel as a group to go into these big games and come out on the right side of them?
Obviously, we had some big experiences, and what we did last year, it was another big step, and this season we are trying to do something even better, and we are in the Champions League as well, which was a big step, and yeah, the squad is better. It's true that we have some very, very important injuries within that, but I think the squad has managed really well.
You obviously met them just a few weeks ago in the FA Cup. Very, very good first half, but couldn't finish those chances. You talked about a mental block on that day. How much of a better place do you feel your strikers and your in particular are in compared to where you were at the beginning of January?
In terms of the team performance, very similar. Obviously, we had the opportunity to refresh and reconnect again when we went to Dubai, and then we had a long period as well between the Palace and the Forest game. And my feeling is that we continue to play really well. Obviously, we're much more efficient in the final third, and that's very helpful to win football matches.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Do you feel like a win against Liverpool is needed right now to give you that extra bit of momentum and confidence that you can actually beat those teams at this stage of the season?
Yes, and we have done it this season. We have beat big teams already, and it's another opportunity to beat Liverpool now and be in a much better place. And we talk about momentum, and we won the last 2 games. And we want to win the third one, especially at home with our people. It's going to be an incredible atmosphere, and we're going to need that. So I encourage everybody to do that, to play with us every single ball, and if we do that, we're going to have a big chance to win the game.
Do you sense that Jurgen Klopp's announcement a few days ago might give Liverpool that extra bit of determination to end this season on a positive note?
I don't have a clue. Hopefully not.
What would you think if you were in that position?
I don't know. I'm not in that position, so I have enough to understand how we feel in our position.
Thank you.
George and
Thank you.
Thanks, David. Mikel, will you miss Jurgen Klopp? I think it'll be your last interaction, possibly for a last time. So will you miss him from the Premier League?
Absolutely. I think it's going to be a big loss. I think, as I said before, he's been an inspiration. He's been someone that has added a new dimension to the Premier League, a really attractive and inspiring way of playing, set up teams, and building a team and transforming a club as well. So he will be missed, but for now he's here.
Can I just ask you, on Tuesday you were so dominant against Forest with the ball and how you sort of penned them in. And I know you spoke a couple of months ago about the team evolving. Do you feel like you've lost a bit of unpredictability from last season, or is this the way that you want Arsenal to play now, where you're sort of pinning teams in? Because last season you were so thrilling and up and down, end to end. I just wonder, is that the style that you want Arsenal to evolve into, or does it depend on the team you're playing against?
Yeah. Well, there are moments that you provoke certain things, and other things that the opponent's behavior dictates what the game requires and what actually you can do. But we were still the team that defended against more deep blocks last season, so it's nothing new, you know. And still we score goals in different ways in the last 2 weeks as well, which is great to see. So the team has to dominate every aspect of the game. We want to be out there.
Do you feel like you're controlling matches more like this season?
Well, we are conceding less than last season. That obviously we are generating more, and now those margins have to be seen in the scoreline, and that's the challenge.
And you mentioned the scoreline. You haven't signed the striker in this window. If you draw going forward the next couple of matches, you're going to get questions about. Can you just explain to the fans why you haven't signed the forward this window?
And if we win tomorrow and we score a lot of goals?
But you.
No, I think like this. I love my players, and I think that tomorrow we're gonna score goals and they're gonna be top, and they fully deserves all our credit because the way they are.
Do you trust in the players you've got?
Absolutely, yes.
Thank you.
Ian, talk sport. Are you ready?
Yeah. You all right?
Very good, you?
Can you explain to me why it's so good for a football manager to see his players fighting with each other on the pitch? I mean, if my boss saw me fighting with one of my colleagues, I don't think he'd be sitting in front of a press conference saying, I think it's great and it shows they get on very well.
Well, maybe we have a different understanding of what the word fight means.
Disagreement.
Or a conversation, a little bit heated, a bit more emotional after the game when you are 200 bips a minute, sorry. So normal, nothing new.
But explain why you like to see that.
Because I want to see passion, I want to see commitment on my players, I want to have my players to have desire always to be better. And in order to do that, we have to be demanding with each other. If not, it's Disneyland.
No, it's not Disneyland, absolutely. And this game isn't Mickey Mouse either. But it's a game you obviously think you're going to win. If you don't win it, if you lose it, is that you out of the title race?
I don't know. My mindset is to win it, and I'm in that frame at the moment.
But do you look at it and think, right, this is a must-not-lose match then?
No, this is a game that we want to win, and we have to earn the right to win it. And in order to do that, we're going to have to do so many good things, because there is a reason why they are there, but as well there is a reason why we are where we are.
And just building finally on, you haven't signed a striker. In fact, most clubs didn't sign many players, or indeed any players, during the January transfer window. Is this the sign of things to come now, because clubs have to, or are looking so much at FFP and financial fair play and what have you? They're almost being hamstrung in that they might want to go and look at a player, they might want to consider signing a player, but now that option isn't possible where it was maybe 2, 3, 4 years ago.
Yes, I think that's a big reason. I fully agree, and as well that maybe there is not a player in the market that can really make a difference or the impact that you need if you are able to recruit him. So that's it.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Hi, Mikel. It's obviously a different opposition on Sunday, but we look at that win over Man City as a good example of how you can beat the teams at the top of this league.
Yeah, or Manchester United, or it was Brighton, and when we played here last season against Liverpool, we've done it many times, and tomorrow is a different game, and the team looks really ready and really prepared. Is really looking forward to the game. We know that the stadium is going to be fully with us as well, and we want those days. We want to have those afternoons with our supporters where we are challenging for big things, and tomorrow or the next day is a big one.
There we go, the thoughts of Mikel Arteta ahead of what is set to be a massive game here. We're in the box, we're with the fans, we're all ready to go. Everybody feeling good? Yeah? Yeah, we like that, we like that. Yeah, it sounded like Mikel was up for the fight as well, which is good news.
It's good to be part of these big games. And look, what an opportunity. Win today, right bang in the middle of what could be one of the best title races in years. So loads, opportunity knocks. There's loads on offer today.
Yeah. Right, just before we come up here, Clarke, though, we did ask the quiz question, and we announced this week that London Colney is now the Shoba Realty Training Centre. But what year did we move to London Colney? Anyone in here? No? Yeah. Go on. Shout it.
1999.
Oh, spot on.
What's your name?
Callum's absolutely nailed that, yeah.
You nailed it. Well, you weren't even, you definitely weren't born in 1999. I was just trying to work it out. I'm like, no, it's definitely not. I wasn't here. That was after I left. Well, we used to train next door, of course. And then,
Watford's ground now.
Yeah, and then, it's a great training ground. I was up there this week, but yeah, we're doing commercial deals left, right and centre. Hopefully we'll get a nice little pad in Dubai as part of the package.
Yeah. If you're watching, guys, get that sorted. Right, just before we get our first guests on quickly, just to remind you, this is all part of My Arsenal Rewards, and you can redeem the voucher code that's going to appear on the screen in a few moments' time if you want to be in with a chance of being here or being able to do loads of other things with your points, actually. 50 points for this one, Clarke. Big.
50 points,
big.
massive.
Yeah, huge. Get that sorted. Log on to the portal and you can redeem that voucher code now. And you guys in here can do that as well, so make sure you do. Right, our first guests in the studio anyway, and I say guests because there's two, and it's a big one. It's absolutely huge. Two Arsenal legends are about to walk into the room. I want the people in the building to make as much noise as possible for Martin Keown and Theo Walcott. Good to see you, Theo. Jump in the middle. Good to see you, Martin. Just jump in the middle.
Right, in you come.
Yeah, in the middle.
Nice to see Adrian, my former colleague back in the day.
Look, both looking very sharp today.
Do we need a mic? Do we need a microphone?
We can't hear you, just so you know. They're asking Theo to do the 2-0 thing, but they haven't got a mic. Right, welcome. Anyway, great to have you guys here. How are you feeling ahead of this one? Nervous, excited? What's the thoughts?
We're both hungry because we've been dragged out of the director's
box. Oh, mate.
Just about to eat. I hope the guys are hungry for success, to be fair, because this is the ultimate challenger right now, isn't it? Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp, inspired as he is, comes out with the truth. He's a great communicator. And we need to feel that we can really believe that we can beat them. I've been talking to the fans on the way in. Yeah, okay. As you know, I use public transport. You listen to my stuff on Talk Sport. So I get on the tube and they're asking me, how do you think we're going to do? And I sense this feeling of, don't really believe anymore. And really, we battered Liverpool here.
Yeah.
And we did the same. I thought Anfield was very good as well. We beat Man City here. So we beat Man City. Why can't we beat Liverpool? So I'm really hoping the fans really get behind the team today. The players believe they can.
They've only lost once the whole season, Liverpool, haven't they? And there's a big asterisk against that because of it was at Tottenham. So they're a top side. What do you think then, Theo, in terms of the tactics? Because I don't know if you've seen the team. Have you seen the team?
Do you not? I've not seen the team.
Well,
the traffic was an absolute nightmare actually.
So Jorginho's
I'm normally actually on the coach, so I normally miss all the traffic. So yeah.
So we've got Jorginho and Rice and Ødegaard, and Kai Havertz is up front instead of Gabriel Jesus, who's injured, which is obviously a blow. But it looks to me as if the gaffer's gone slightly cautious. But is attack the best form of defence against Liverpool?
I see us. That team you're describing there feels like we want a bit more possession. Obviously, for me, you want to starve Liverpool possession, but of course be wary of their counter-attack because essentially they've scored a lot of goals from counter-attacks. Yeah, I'd have to agree with Martin. I think Arsenal have slowly now starting to get back to where we were. We lost a few games recently, of course. Good result in the week, but I've been worried about Liverpool from the start of the year, to be honest. But there's signs of Arsenal putting a pressure on. We have to today. Simple as that. The news of Klopp, it's not helped. It's helped them, but it's not helped anyone else. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting game. I brought the kids here. They've had memories from when they're babies, pretty much, coming into the stadium. And I want to see goals, but plenty more for Arsenal than Liverpool today, just for the kids' sake, really. I don't want a 0-0, so but we'll see. It should be good.
This fixture normally has plenty of goals.
Oh yeah, without a shadow.
Let's get into, because those people joining us, so not everybody knows the team. So let's get into the selection because we don't know. So Smith Rowe playing.
No. We can get the selection back on the screen.
Really, that's a disappointment for me, really. Because
let's get the selection back
I was at the Forest game the other night, and he looked really disappointed when he came off. And he looked like a player that was almost playing. Do you know when you think, the boss has picked me, and I don't really, but he didn't play angry. Do you know? Today I think he would have done because he thought I didn't really do it the other night. So I'm disappointed.
It would have given him such a boost, Emile Smith Rowe, to have been picked today.
For sure.
But you've got to see it the other way. And if you look at Liverpool, they've got a slightly depleted midfield. I think they've got Gravenberch in there with Jones and McAllister. I think you might be right there, Theo, in terms of we're looking to control this game. And obviously then we just got to take our chances. That's been the one thing that we've struggled with against Liverpool.
Jorginho, though, gives you experience, but does he give you the legs in there? That's really the gamble. Martinelli now back is restored to the team. Saka is due a really big game. Declan Rice was a real risk in midweek because of that hamstring, and he's proved to be okay. I think Zinchenko. I think we need to find more solutions in wide areas. We're creating lots of opportunities, and it's like, okay, why is it we get to the byline and we don't pick anybody out? So Ben, could you pick somebody out? Yeah, let's work on it because we've got the approach play, but we're not really creating what I call gilt-edged opportunities. So that's what I'm looking for today, to see if the manager's worked on that. Have we got a solution? And let's put it into practice on the pitch.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Well, listen, Theo, we wanted to ask you to pick out a five-a-side team of players that you've played with at Arsenal. And we like doing this with ex-players when they're in the box. So I've got to say, just before you start, not many people pick goalkeepers. I think out of all the times we've done this, maybe a goalkeeper's been picked once. So
which keeper was that?
I don't think I was here for when it happened.
Born,
so,
yeah. Okay, so not include myself.
You can.
Okay, I'll put myself in. Why not? I'll back myself. I'm going to put in.
You need to be more confident.
Yeah, it's fine. I scored quite a lot of goals. Okay, so all right, because I scored over 100 goals for Arsenal, so that's a good start.
chuck the goals on the table.
Right, so I'm going to put Santi Cazorla in.
Yeah.
Fact, the matter is that playing with him, generally every time you're on his team, you always used to win. Both-footed as well. I think these sort of short-sided games, he's very, very handy. Cesc Fabregas, another one. Yeah, I know some people go for this one, but for me, he supplied. Oh, okay, good. So,
Unreal.
Yeah, so he provided a lot of my goals. So that's the sort of combination of connections we can have there. 2 more. I need to put a defender in, don't I? Do I? I'm going to have to put in Thierry Henry.
Yeah,
Thierry Henry was my idol.
Probably defend as well. You know.
Yeah, I mean, again, I've got players in that team that will keep the ball for you for fun. Yeah, Santi was so hard to get the ball off him. And last, I was going to go for you, Martin, but because I did briefly play with you, but no. I remember you actually won the first day at the club. Yeah, I remember actually you joined in though, and I think it was either you or Sol Campbell absolutely took me out. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, welcome.
Last one I would have to put in. This is very attack-minded. So I want to put in Robin van Persie. I know. I also. I'm going to go for.
The game's just finished.
I'll go for Alexis Sanchez, another one.
Right, okay. What a team that is.
Yeah, again, a player technically was very gifted. I remember you always in training used to do step overs with weights on his ankles. Because that's he used to train at times with weights on his ankles.
Who's that?
Alexis Sanchez, just to speed up his. I mean, his step overs were quick anyway, weren't
they?
So yeah,
you know
that's my team.
Out though, don't you? Left out the gaffer.
No, I don't need him. Just stand on the sideline. The players do all the job for him anyway.
He can be the boss, can't he?
Right, should we get a minute to win it from our guests, Clarke? Let's do that, because I know they've got to get back to their dinner. This is basically predicting when the first goal in the game is going to go in. So we need a minute from each of you.
Yeah, you've got to be within 2 minutes of the goal to get top of the leaderboard. Timber was within 3. Gilberto 6. So, you got
an idea for yourself?
Do you know what I'm thinking? If we're going to win this game, we've got to score early. So, but I think it won't quite be in the first 5 minutes. So let's say 7 minutes.
So Martin Keown's going 7 minutes. Theo?
Oh, I'm going a bit later. These games are always sort of edgy. I'm playing these. You have the goal score as well.
You don't have to say the goal scorer. It's literally just the goal.
I'm going to go for. I'll go for 14. That was my squad number.
14. Oh, I see what he's done there.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, listen, before we let you go, we couldn't invite you in and not give you something. So this one's for you, Martin, and this one's for you, Theo.
Thank you very much.
Open it up, have a look.
Okay.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Don't get too excited.
There we go.
There you go. Always part of the family.
Yeah. The Arsenal family, of course.
That's my son.
Thank you very much. I'll wear that today.
Well, listen, guys, thank you very much. Theo.
Brilliant to see you. Yeah, lovely to see you.
Martin, lovely to see you. Let's hear it for our guests. Theo Walcott and Martin Keown, everybody. Right, I'll just pop the mic over here in case any of you want to get involved. Feel free.
What a treat that was.
Oh, brilliant. You know.
Look, I wanted them to stay for the whole show. I mean, good value.
We
so much you could have asked them.
A couple of spare seats over there, actually. We could have just chucked them in. Right, there's so much for us to get through, though, so we must kick on. And we'll start with what was quite a... I don't want to say a hard victory, because we played Nottingham Forest off the park, I think it's fair to say, in the first 45 minutes, but a little bit more difficult than it should have been. Let's have a reminder of what went down.
I thought it was a good performance. Look, good goal from Jesus from the angle. A quick throw, second goal we've scored from a quick throw this season. Obviously, it was Jesus that took one, wasn't it, at Luton, when Martinelli scored. So that was good. That showed the mental sharpness from the team. And so, that's what we needed, because Forest basically didn't want to come and play. They tried to kill the game, put everyone behind the ball. We had to be sharp and pick a moment of weakness. And they switched off from that throw, and we made the most of it. Here again, a rare lapse. They'd just taken a corner. We cleared it to the halfway line. One loose pass, and bang, we were on them. And I like this finish from Saka, because he doesn't mess around, does he? We know he's left-footed, but because that doesn't come naturally to him. He's had to really concentrate on his technique there, and he's drilled it bottom corner, and very, very nicely indeed. And look, I think these 2 goals show what we're going to miss today from Gabriel Jesus. He's someone that makes things happen. Yeah, he misses chances. We know that, but he does offer a great deal in terms of that mobility, that energy, and making things happen. Liverpool are going to try this. They did it at Anfield. Look, high ball over Zinchenko's head. We don't win the second ball, and and they score a consolation. And it was harder than it needed to be. But it's that ball over Zinni's head. Probably not so much Ben White because he's a centre half playing at right back, but they're gonna do that. And Van Dijk and Konate, they're both excellent at drilling those long range passes. Trent Alexander-Arnold, we've seen him do it, dozens of times. He did it in the goal that they scored here in the cup, didn't he? He drilled one right across the pitch. We've got to be really, really careful from those today. No matter how much control we have, if we lose it and then they do that, we've got to be better in terms of the defending. Yeah,
it was lovely to see Emile Smith-Rowe back into the starting lineup in that game as well, and he'll definitely have something to offer in the running.
I thought he did well as well. It wasn't a brilliant performance, but he looked bright, he looked sharp, and I think he looked ready to make an impact. He just needs minutes, he needs games, and that's why I'm slightly disappointed he doesn't start today, because I think it would have been a message to Emile from the manager to say, I really do have faith in you in the big games. I trust you to go and make things happen. But I do understand the selection as well with Jorginho, going for control, a little bit more defensive now. So you can look at it two ways. It doesn't mean we're going to play defensively today, but I think if we'd have started with Emile, it would have sent out a message to Liverpool that we're coming for you today and that we're going to go all out for goals. And so it'll be interesting to see how things pan out.
Yeah. Right, well, there's lots of ex-players in the stadium today. You've just seen a couple with us here in the studio. Well, Matthew Flamini is another one, and Nicole Holliday caught up with him a little bit earlier on.
Yes, thanks, guys. I am here pitch side with former gunner Matthew Flamini. Firstly, I mean, how are you and how does it feel to be back here again at Emirates Stadium?
I'm very pleased to be here today, and obviously like a lot of emotion. Glad to be back here and to be seeing the big family of Arsenal. So a lot of emotions, of course.
Yeah, and I mean, I saw when you were walking down, loads of supporters were already saying, "Can we have a picture?" You must have been stopped loads outside, right? Just trying to get into the stadium, I can imagine.
Yes, of course. The Arsenal family, it's very large, and I think when you have been giving a lot to the clubs, the clubs always stay very close to the ex-players. So it's great to be here and to see the fans also. So a lot of emotion, as I was saying.
And this weekend is, of course, Green Football Weekend. Can you talk to us a bit about your role in that?
So yes, I'm very pleased to be here today and to speak about the Green Football Weekend. I'm one of the ambassadors because for a long time now, football obviously has been one of my big passion, but also sustainability. I grew up by the sea, and my father used to be a diver by passion. So I remember the collect of plastic on the beach when I was very young. So I was very much aware of the impact of the humankind on nature, and I'm trying to give my small contribution. And the idea today is to also empower the football fan and to push important messages, and small changes can also make the difference.
And why is it so important then that football, that sport, get behind initiatives like this?
But I think football is one of the biggest industry with the potential to also unite people still today, and you don't have many like that. So the reality is climate change is such an important topic as much as others, but the reality is we want to change the narrative. So it's not necessarily about the health of the planet, but the health of people, because both are very much related. And through small changes, I think you can have an important impact in your life, because the reality, if you want to live healthier, happier and longer, you need to exercise, which is important. And obviously we live in big cities, so we can be impacted by pollution. Two, nutrition is very important, and I've been a vegan for a long time, and because of the performance, this is having you can recover quicker, you can perform better, and obviously by going as a vegan meal, can reduce your impact on the environment. And the last aspect is mental issues. If you want to stay away from that, you have to be part of a community, and the community of football is a big one. So we ask people to be active.
Were you vegan when you were playing football?
I was, because you realize going on a vegan meal, you reduce your acidity in your bloodstream, meaning you recover quicker, you perform better, and you lower the risk of injury. So more and more athletes are going into that direction. You have Hector Bellerin, you have Lewis Hamilton, and many more.
I was going to say, I guess when you were playing and you were vegan, maybe you were one of the first athletes or footballers that you knew of that maybe had a vegan diet, right, when you were playing?
Maybe, and I hope I've inspired a few, but I think it's about communicating and explaining why. The reality is, of course, we care about the planet, but I think you will agree, we all care about our own health. So, for me, it was about reducing the acidity in my bloodstream. When you train hard and you practice a lot, you generate already a lot of acidity, lactic acid, and it was about alkaline. smelling and going for fruit, vegetables, I was able to alkaline and to reduce this acidity, meaning reduce the risk of injuries and perform better.
It's so interesting. I feel like I'm learning so much here already. And I could talk to you about this all day, but we've got to talk about Arsenal, Liverpool. Big game today. How are you feeling?
I mean, that's one of the big games which you dream to play when you're a young boy. So obviously, I imagine all the boys in the dressing room must be super excited. As a fan, of course, that's the top of games, the type of games you want to watch. So finger crossed, because today we need to close the gap. It's a big game, but we've got so much quality in this team, so we've got the potential.
I really hope so.
I hope so too.
Nervous. Quickly as well, because I know you've got a lot to be getting on with today. Dream five-a-side team from players that you played with at Arsenal. I'm putting you on the spot here. If you have a little think, I mean, you obviously played with lots of extraordinary players, but what would be your dream five-a-side?
This is too difficult to pick. I mean, I won't pick 5 guys because I have been like privileged to play with some of the best players, you know, like worldwide. I mean, at Arsenal, we were a big family. I mean, the team spirit was incredible, and that's what has been the DNA of the club for so long, you know, like to build like an incredible team spirit. I mean, through Arsene Wenger and through like Mikel now, I mean, like these have been the priorities. So for me, just to say that it's been a privilege to play for this club, a privilege to play with so many top players, and time is flying very quickly. That's why I'm enjoying very much to be here today, so close to the pitch.
Yeah, I know, it's nice. I won't touch it because I will get rugby
in trouble.
tackled. But, yeah, by screen, you know, it's like. Also, that was a really good answer, and I love that you didn't actually pick your team. But I respect that. I'm going to ask you another question though. We play this on the Breakdown Live on our show. You've got to guess the minutes of the first goal in the game. And I'm hoping it's an Arsenal goal that you're going to go for.
Of course. I'll say, you know, like the 45th minute, just before, like just entering the extra time in the first half.
Okay, Arsenal?
Of course, Arsenal. I mean, like,
and I'm guessing you think Arsenal will win, Matthew?
Of course, how can I think differently? No, but this is not going to be an easy game. Obviously, let's be objective. I mean, like, Liverpool is in top form. But like I was saying, we've got the quality and we have to believe and we have to be aggressive, you know, in those type of games. So hopefully we'll win it. We need it.
Yes. And just before you go, we've got a little gift from the club. Ta-da!
Oh, thank you so much.
I made it. It was something I made earlier, Matthew. Just me, yeah. Nice, isn't it?
There we go, Nicole Holliday talking to Matthew Flamini there. 45th minute for Minute to Win It. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
It could be any minute, couldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it technically could be. Maybe not like the
Isn't that the clever shout? Because it could count 45 plus 1, plus 2.
No, that doesn't count.
Saying.
That doesn't count. You can't get away with that. Right, it goes without saying that this game is an absolutely massive game, Clarke. Everybody knows that. We can close the gap between us and Liverpool at the top of the table. But we've got some stats that we're going to sink our teeth into just about, you know, Liverpool going forward, how good they are going forward.
We know they're good going forward. Yeah, everybody knows. You know, they score goals for fun. This is open play shots. You know, we're third ahead of this weekend. You know, a few shots behind Liverpool. They are fantastic going forward. They've got this array of strikers. Nunez on the bench today. Jota was brilliant, by the way, in midweek. So look, they are very attack-minded, and whether they're home or away, they'll create chances. We know that. But there is a but here, and I want to show you a little bit of sort of XG action. So if you look at open play goals, this is at the other end of the pitch. They've conceded 12 goals in open play, Liverpool, but XG says they should have conceded pretty much 18, which is quite a big difference, actually. So are they riding their luck? That's what the stats are telling you. Everton is the same. But then look at us in terms of the goals we've conceded, which is 15. XG is saying we should really have only conceded 12 or 13. So we've been maybe a little bit unlucky in terms of teams aren't creating loads against us, yet they're scoring. Whereas Liverpool are giving up a lot of chances and maybe they're getting away with it. So there's just that element of, as brilliant as they've been so far this season, can Liverpool sustain it? Are they as good as they appear to be, or are they riding a little bit of good fortune along the way? And I think there's a little period to come. It might start today where Liverpool do get punished for the chances that they give up. I certainly hope that we bring our shooting boots today.
Yeah, same. Yeah, it's incredibly frustrating, is it, Clarke? Just how many teams have 1 or 2 shots against us in a whole game but still manage to score.
Who knows what it is? I wouldn't put it down to anyone or anything in particular, but yeah, I actually think we've defended brilliantly as a team for the most part this season. 1 or 2 more mistakes have crept in lately, but in general, I think we've been pretty solid, and that should give us confidence ahead of this test today, because you're going to have to weather a storm. They will come at us at some point, but I do trust the guys at the back.
Right, let's get our next guest on. He's already in attendance, actually. He's been on before in the past. He's a comedian, as well as now an analyst in the States for CBS. Alexis Guerreras is here, everybody. Good to see you.
Great to see you guys. Great to be back.
I'm sure the last time you came on, we won.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, Arsenal's never lost when I'm in the building. That's about 7 matches now. That's actually 8.
We need to keep inviting you then.
I mean, at this point, you might as well just keep flying me out, Guys, get the Patreon or GoFundMe going, fans. Let's get this going.
I love it. What have you made of the season so far then?
Frustrating only because of how exciting the majority of last season has been, the up and down, but I think we all kind of saw it coming, things leveling out a little bit, and Martinelli kind of getting him a slow start, Saka getting a bit of a slow start, Saka getting doubled every time he's he's on the wing. So just seeing some of these things and not seeing the tactics come to fruition in the final third is frustrating, especially me, because I back Arteta and the plan and the tactics. I back it all, but it's hard to explain to someone why everything seems to be working except the goals part. But I think we're kind of seeing the shift. Martinelli getting back on the scoring sheet seems to be kind of back to his old self. That's going to be a huge boon for us, especially on that wing.
Yeah, agreed. Can I just ask you? Obviously, on this CBS show, you're sat on the same desk as some of the world's most famous former players.
They're
great to be with you.
They get to sit at my desk.
Since you were last, do you think you've actually learned more about football?
No, I think I knew a lot about football then. What are you trying to say about me, dog?
Just ask.
It's because I got this accent. I see the comments, bro. You must be one of them. Now I know who Dirty Dan 48 is. Stay on my DMs. No, I think one of the things is my entire career as a comedian, I've always led with the funny part. And then when I got this job, I'm like, yo, you tell me what percentage you want. I'll be funny the whole time, or I'll break down the tactics. I'll show you what XG means. I'll do whatever it takes. And they're like, all right, here's what the balance is. And over time, they've been adding more and more of the analysis part, because they're like, yo, you clearly know what you're talking about. So I feel what I've been able to do is show the world more, and you apparently, that I know more about the sport than the credit I get.
The match day stuff that CBS are doing actually is really, really good. A lot of Brits are gutted that we can't get it over here, to be honest. What's a match day routine for you though in the States? In New York.
You can ask my wife. It's very silent. It's very ponderous. I used to go to the pubs when I was younger, but now that I'm being asked to take notes and stuff, it's hard to do that when everyone's jumping around and screaming. So for me, it's very much I've got 4 or 5 screens up, and I'm trying my hardest to see what's happening, focus on a certain player, things like that. But when it comes to just going to a match, if I were coming here just as a fan, it would just about peace, solace, comfort until the match starts, and then it's mayhem, you know? I asked the pilot once what's it like to fly, because I'm like, autopilot, you do nothing now, You guys, what do you sit up there and just touch buttons? And he said, well, it's like a long period of peace with 2 moments of sheer terror. So that's, if you swap that's what my life is like when I watch an Arsenal match.
I would be worried to fly with whatever airline you were flying with that day.
It wasn't Emirates.
Right, we're doing a question of the day.
Emirates is good.
You got it. It took a while.
30 seconds. You got to translate, Google Translate. And he was like, oh, I see what he said.
Right, our question of the day today is your favourite Arsenal free kick.
Am I the funniest person you've had in here? You could say it.
Probably.
Yeah, Theo wasn't this funny, bro. My favorite Arsenal free kick. So it's got to be that Henry joint against Chelsea when he turned around. He's like, is that enough?
Yeah.
That to me is that's Henry was the first kind of American on the team. I'm like, oh, he gets this. You know what I mean? Everyone else was like, proper business, man. We play football, mate. He was just like, no, I'm going to show off a little bit. I'm going to pull the socks over the knees. And that free kick to me, I'm like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Right, minute to win it.
God damn. You know, everyone went early. I saw Matu Flamini went like, what, 45?
45,
I agree with you. I think he was trying to scam the system. I feel like I'm with Theo. He said 14, so I'm going to have to go 12. I think it's going to be a little touchy up top. You know, two boxes throwing jabs, kind of figuring each other out. I'm a little worried about Jorginho's pace in it, but I think his spacing is smart. Zini might have a lot to watch out for if he tucks in, but I think we can handle him a little bit up top. I think 14.
All right, Alexis, thank you very much. Lovely to have you. You're sticking with us for the match as well. So, there's a lot of guesses going on here. I hope the team behind the scenes are keeping up.
Yeah, it's very high tech, that leaderboard, isn't it?
Yeah, the digital leaderboard that we've got. Right, let's talk about how we can get some joy in this game. How can we exploit this Liverpool team?
Yeah, look, they don't have a lot of weaknesses. I mean, they're top of the league for a reason. I do think at fullback, I think there are opportunities with Saka and Martinelli, particularly when Trent comes inside, that they will leave gaps down that side. I also think their midfield is a little bit ponderous compared to what it could be. But the main thing I've identified is let's start this game quick. Alexis just talked about it. Theo was talking about it. Martin was talking about it. And we talk about it for a reason, okay? This is Liverpool away from home this season. Look at them in the final half hour of games. 13 goals away from home in the final half an hour, only 3 conceded. They are the best in the Premier League when it comes to finishing games strongly. But look at the first 30 minutes. They've got minus goal difference. They've only scored twice before the half-hour mark away from home this season. They've let in more goals than they've scored. That first half hour is when you can catch Liverpool cold. They're a team that warm into things. At Anfield, it's slightly different, where it's a cacophony of noise. They're on it from the get-go. Away from home, they're a little bit different. And I think you can catch them cold. They've had to come back from losing positions a lot this season. So it's important that we show ambition and we're not too tentative. Yeah, you don't want to go behind. Of course you don't. But I think there's got to be measured aggression from us when it comes to attacking them. I want to see a lot of chances created early on, like it was in the cup tie. We were just wayward in that game for whatever reason. Today, if we're more accurate, we can get ourselves a lead, and then maybe we can be a little bit more pragmatic and cope with how Liverpool finish these games so strongly. So, yeah, I think the start is massive.
Yeah, absolutely imperative. Right, let's have a look at the number quickly. Our number today, Clarke, is the number 3.
Well, it fits in, doesn't it? Look, it's number 3. We've opened the scoring in our last 3 Premier League games against Liverpool. We haven't won them all, unfortunately, but we have taken the lead. So look, it bodes okay. At Liverpool, I think we started that game confidently, and I think we outplayed them really. Early on in the game, but then we sort of sat on it a little bit and they came back, didn't they, as per what we were just talking about. So yeah, let's make sure we get that first goal, put ourselves in a position of strength.
Yeah. Right, Nicole's been out and about asking some fans our question of the day, and here's what she's been up to.
Thanks, guys. Yes, I'm here outside a very windy Emirates Stadium to chat to some of our wonderful supporters and ask them the question of the day. And today's question is, what is your favourite ever Arsenal free kick? Let's go.
Probably the one against Liverpool, Mazzarazzo.
Yeah.
In the top left corner.
Yeah.
That was
yeah. Same.
Oh, it has to be Cazorla's goal, FA Cup. I remember it like yesterday. I was in a sports bar in Leicester.
Ooh.
I was the only Arsenal fan there. And what a goal. I remember it well.
My favorite one is Odegaard versus Burnley.
Yeah, do you remember it vividly?
Yes, his left foot was really amazing.
Ooh, do you know where you were for it?
What do you say?
Do you know where you were when you were watching it?
I was at the South Korea, but via TV, so it was really late night in Korea because it is 9 hours difference from here and South Korea. So I was almost asleep at the time. As I remember, the score was 0-0 before that free kick, but Odegaard made it and we won. So it was really amazing.
Love that. Okay, what's been your favourite ever Arsenal free kick?
Oh, the big one I keep remembering is it's about 2019. We were in the Europa League at that time. How times have changed. Anyway, I don't remember the team, but it was Nicolas Pepe.
Yes.
And I don't remember exactly what happened, but I think he took the free kick and then it just went straight in, and I think we won that match 3-2.
Arsenal v
Liverpool?
Liverpool v Ozil.
Liverpool v Ozil, yeah, I love that.
Free kick against Liverpool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I remember that one. What about you?
My favourite was the one against who do we say? Well, Aston Villa. It was Aston Villa, and it was a free kick just outside the box, and Henry he's asked for the quick free kick. The referee's given the nod, and Villa players are not ready. Goalkeeper's not ready. Goalkeeper's trying to line up the wall, and he just side foots it into the bottom right hand corner, and screamer. Love it, love it, love it.
I love it. What would have been your reaction to that in the moment?
Yes, come on.
Odegaard, Burnley, away at Burnley. That was fantastic 2 years ago. Always remember that. It was quite a tough game as well. It's 1-0, I think we walked away with that. So yeah, it was really good.
What a player he is. I've heard you're a big Odegaard fan.
I love him.
I love him.
Yeah, loves him.
Yeah.
He's good. Yeah, love Odegaard at the minute. His work rate, everything about him. Top captain at the minute.
Maybe he'll score today. Maybe a free kick.
Yeah, I hope so. I really hope so. Yeah, I think the team's gonna go for it today. Real go for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. Come on, the Arsenal.
Come on, the Arsenal.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nicole. Some great free kicks there. It's easy to forget, about some of them. Yeah.
I was a little bit stumped. I was like, I can't remember any. I remember the Cazorla one for me, the FA Cup final. What an important free kick as well, because we were staring into the abyss of a horrendous FA Cup final embarrassment.
Yeah.
And he turned the game for us. That was unbelievable.
What a player he was as well, Santi Cazorla. Right, let's get into our key man today then, Clarke, as we approach kick-off here at Emirates Stadium. Who have you picked out?
I think it could be any of the players, but we've gone for Gabriel Martinelli. I just think that he's great in this fixture. He's scored and assisted more against Liverpool than he has against any other team that he's ever played against. So it's an opponent that he likes. The way that Liverpool play, quite front foot, does leave a little bit more space for him to go and hurt them. And I'll never forget that early goal here. Was it in this fixture last year, wasn't it? Within a minute or two, wasn't it, of the kick-off? Just brilliant. And yeah, I just hope... I sense that he's in a little bit better form of late. Maybe it wasn't at his very best against Forest, but I think there's a slight upturn with Gabriel Martinelli at the moment, and hopefully he can give Liverpool a torrid time today.
Yeah, and we know how dangerous he can be, how quick he is, how pacey he is. I
They're
feel like
scared of him.
Yeah, that's where we're going to kind of, against these Liverpool centre-backs especially.
Yeah, look, and the centre-backs are very good. Kanate and Van Dijk are having a terrific season, both of them. And Trent Alexander-Arnold on the ball has been outstanding. But he isn't a great defender. Connor Bradley, who's been playing instead of him of late, is a better defender. So I think that Martinelli can frighten Trent today. But he's just going to have to also do that little bit of tracking back at times, maybe put some pressure on Trent. If he's looking up and it's a ping one of those long diagonals, we need someone on him. And sometimes that's got to be Gabriel Martinelli. So he can have to do both sides of the game.
Yeah. For them, danger man, you've picked out a man who has been a thorn in our side for a long time.
It's got to be Jota. Yeah, Jota scares me a little bit. I've got to be honest. He loves Emirates Stadium. He has had a goal or an assist, that's a direct goal involvement, once every 42 minutes in his career here at this stadium. This is an away player. That's 2 a game. That's more than 2 a game. He loves playing here. And I worked on the game in midweek, the Liverpool-Chelsea game, and he was on fire, in terms of winning the ball. He's very good defensive forward as well. But then when he had it, everything he did was really clever and dangerous. He can score with his head. He can score with both feet. I think he's one of the most underrated players in the Premier League. And we're going to have to. He's slippery. We're going to have to be careful of him.
Yeah, I mean they've got slightly depleted, as we've been touching on, forward line. So that will buoy us.
I mean, Gakpo and Luis Diaz haven't been as good maybe as a Nunez and Jota. So it's not as fearsome as it could be. There's obviously no Salah, so it's not as fearsome as it could be. But you've got to respect their forward line. But Jota is the one that I think makes Arsenal supporters nervous.
Yeah, and in the matchup, you have picked out Declan Rice and Alexis McAllister.
Yeah, look, a little comparison here. I think 2 excellent players. There's not much in it in terms of the stats. Look, we've been so impressed by Declan Rice this season, but look at the defensive stats on Alexis McAllister. They're actually better than Declan Rice's. He wins possession more often. He wins more tackles. They make around the same amount of interceptions. Alexis McAllister, remember, is someone who can play at number 10. Can play as an orthodox midfielder. For Liverpool this season, he's played as that DM. He's doing a fantastic job, and I've watched the last 2 or 3 Liverpool games for work, and he has been superb. So whoever plays the best out of Rice and McAllister, whoever exerts the most control today, is probably likely to be on the winning team.
Right, the crowd getting up here, awaiting the players from the tunnel just before we get down
it's a lively atmosphere.
to Dan and Nigel. You've got a stat trick for us, Clarke.
Yeah, let's have a little look. Yeah, let's have the 200th league meeting with Liverpool. They do have the better of us over the years. It's the 5th fixture to reach that total so far. We last beat Liverpool at home in consecutive Premier League seasons quite a while ago, back in the days where Theo was playing, 14 and 15. We've taken 5 points from our last 3 Premier League games against Liverpool, as many as in our previous 12. So, look, we're getting better at facing Klopp's teams. They certainly don't like playing. I know they won here at the Cup, but they know this is a tough fixture. You know, this is for them almost as scary as us going to Anfield. They've had conceded a lot of goals in this fixture before. So, yeah, it's made the best team win. I really don't think there's much between Arsenal and Liverpool, and hopefully today we'll make home advantage count.
Yeah, it's an absolute blockbuster, that's for sure. Right, let's have a quick look at the FPL. Am I still? I'm last again. Brilliant. I managed to get past that.
Feel free to laugh. It's fine.
Come on. Yeah, I mean, I keep forgetting to update it. I'll be honest.
I'm getting a bit lonely at the top.
Oh well, from your ivory tower at the top of the league, outrageous. Right, Clarke, thank you very much, mate. Adrian, Clarke back with me at half-time, of course, but we are moments away from kick-off here at Emirates Stadium in what is set to be an absolutely massive fixture. We are looking to close that gap between us and Liverpool at the top of the table. Can we do it? We'll find out in 90 minutes' time. Calling the action for us here at Emirates Stadium, Dan Roebuck and Nigel Winterburn. Over to you guys.
Many thanks to Nick, many thanks to AD, many thanks to everyone upstairs, but it's downstairs on the pitch that the action is about to take place. Arsenal versus Liverpool always conjures up memories of title deciders and Premier League classics of the past, and today's encounter could be just as iconic as these two giants of the English game go head-to-head once more. 5 points separates the two teams when it comes to the Premier League standings. Nigel, a win today will see the Gunners right back in the frame to win the English top flight for the first time since 2004. From Mikel Arteta's point of view, is it one that he really has to go for here, or is it